Emma stood in the middle of the gym, her hands chalked, her mind focused. The uneven bars loomed in front of her like a challenge she had accepted years ago. She closed her eyes for a moment, breathing deeply. She had done this routine 1,000 times, but today was different. Today, everything she had worked for was on the line. At 7 years old, Emma had fallen in love with gymnastics. What began as a simple after-school activity turned into a passion that consumed her life. Her parents had seen the spark in her from the very first lesson. She was quick to learn, flexible, and, most importantly, determined. She never gave up, even when she fell during practice or struggled with a new move. By the time she was 10, Emma was training every day after school. Her coach, Mrs. Harris, was strict but supportive. "You have talent, Emma," she would say. "But talent isn't enough. You need to work harder than anyone else." And Emma did. While her friends went to parties and movies, Emma spent her weekends in the gym. She practiced on the bars, the beam, the vault, and the floor, pushing her body to its limits. There were times when she cried from frustration or pain, but she never thought about quitting. Her dream was too big, to one day compete in the Olympics. Years passed, and Emma's hard work began to pay off. She won local competitions, then regional ones. Soon, she was traveling across the country to compete. Each time, she placed higher and higher, catching the attention of national coaches. When she was 16, Emma received the invitation she had been waiting for her whole life. She had been selected to compete for a spot on the Olympic team. It was a dream come true, but the real challenge had just begun. The training became even more intense. Emma woke up at 5 a.m. every day to go to the gym before school. After school, she trained for another 5 hours. She ate a strict diet, kept her body in perfect shape, and pushed through every injury and setback. But even with all her dedication, the road wasn't easy. There were times when she doubted herself. The pressure was immense. Everyone around her had high expectations, and Emma feared letting them down. During one competition, she fell during her floor routine and finished in 5th place. She spent hours crying afterward, feeling like a failure. Yet, Emma didn't give up. Mrs. Harris reminded her that even the best athletes had bad days. "One mistake doesn't define your journey," she had said. Emma held on to those words, using them to fuel her drive. At 18, Emma stood in front of the Olympic judges for the final trials. She performed her routines flawlessly, and when her name was called for the Olympic team, she burst into tears. All the years of hard work, all the sacrifices, had led to this moment. But there was still one more step to take, the actual competition. The Olympics were like nothing Emma had ever experienced. The stadium was packed with thousands of cheering fans, the lights bright, and the cameras focused on every movement. Athletes from all over the world surrounded her, all of them at the peak of their abilities. Emma knew she had to give it everything she had. And she did. When it was her turn on the uneven bars, she approached with calm confidence. Her body moved gracefully through the air, each swing, twist, and catch perfectly timed. She had never felt more in control. When she landed her dismount, the crowd erupted in applause. Emma went on to perform her floor routine, beam, and vault with the same precision. Every move felt natural, as if her body knew exactly what to do without her even thinking. She had worked her entire life for this moment, and she wasn't about to let it slip away. When the competition ended, Emma stood with her teammates, waiting for the final scores. Her heart pounded in her chest as she watched the numbers flash on the screen. And then it happened. Her name appeared at the top of the leaderboard. She was going to the podium. Tears welled up in Emma's eyes as she stepped onto the platform, the gold medal draped around her neck. The national anthem played, and she looked out at the crowd, seeing her parents, her coach, and all the people who had supported her along the way. She could hardly believe it. After years of hard work, sacrifices, and setbacks, she had finally reached the top. Standing on the podium, Emma thought back to the little girl she had been, swinging on the uneven bars in her first gymnastics class. She had never imagined that she would one day be standing on the world's biggest stage with the world watching. The gold medal felt heavy around her neck, but it wasn't the weight of the medal that she felt, it was the weight of her journey. Every early morning practice, every fall, every injury, and every victory had led her here. This moment wasn't just about one competition, it was about everything she had overcome to get here. As the anthem played, Emma allowed herself to smile, knowing that this was just the beginning. The Olympics had been her dream for as long as she could remember, but now, standing on that podium, she realized that it was more than just the medal. It was about believing in herself, never giving up, and knowing that with enough hard work, anything was possible. When the ceremony ended, Emma stepped off the podium, her medal gleaming in the light. She was surrounded by reporters, cameras flashing, but she felt calm. She had achieved what she set out to do. The journey had been long and hard, but in the end, it had all been worth it. Emma looked out at the stadium one last time before walking away, knowing that no matter what the future held, she had already won the greatest victory of all, proving to herself that she was capable of achieving her dreams.